welcome. Thank you so much for gracing the occasion. It's Narmada ma'am's 4th book launch today. Before we move forward, before we get to know about the new book, frankly, they didn't even tell me. I said, I'm the host, you need to tell me some details, but they were very strict. I have no clue about the newest book. But yeah, I do have some information about the old one. Let's get into a little bit of flashback. 2018 was when ma'am released her first book. If you remember, Open Up was the book with 222 quotes in it. Ma'am, if you have it in your hand, can you just show? Yeah, sir's got it. So, and then came 2019 when Open Up Close came, the second book, and the third book came in 2020. It's just open. Every year, December 8th has always been very special to Narmada ma'am's family, which also includes MYA. So now the best quote that comes to my mind from the books is, it's not okay to make mistakes. It's not okay to feel emotions. It is important to make mistakes. It's important to feel emotions. That is my favorite quote. So Narmada ma'am, over to you. What is the surprise that you have for us? Is it the time to unveil the book?
Yes, I think it certainly is. But before I go there, I'll tell you, today is my father's birthday and it's very, very special. And one thing, I know we're going through COVID and a lot of us have lost some loved ones during this last 1.5 years. And, we've had a lot of close shaves. So one thing that I just wanted to say is it's going to be 7 years since Daddy passed away, but it doesn't look like it's been so long. The most important thing is it just feels like Daddy is very much there. It never felt like he's gone. I think body might not be there, but the person is always there. He makes a lot of miracles work till today. So death is only for the body, not for the soul. So that is one thing. And when Daddy was alive, I had no reason to pray to God at all because Daddy used to take care of everything. So there was absolutely no reason for me to pray to God. The only time I used to pray to God was for Daddy's health. When Daddy was unwell, I had to pray for his health. But outside of that, I don't recall a single time when I had to pray for anything to God because Daddy was the God for me, for all purposes, right? And even today, the way he, makes miracles happen in my life through various channels and means all through, I think it's been a phenomenal journey all through my life, thanks to this one man. And I think Mom also would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, about your loving husband, auntie, the most romantic moment.
Every day was very romantic for me.
Oh,
I can't say one moment. All the years I lived with him was a wonderful memory for me.
okay.
Though he lived for 61 years, he gave me 200 years experience and love and caring for me.
So nice, so sweet, very sweet. Generally for movies, it is they first release the trailer, sneak peek, and then only they go to the main picture. So what do we have in store for today, ma'am? Are we going to the main picture or do we have a sneak peek?
Straight away main picture. Why sneak peek?
I'll tell you one story that I'm sure most of the delegates would have heard in the sessions, but something that I thought I would love to share today being Daddy's birthday and something that's very inspiring for most people also. I was about 7 or 8 years old and I had fever. And Daddy was saying, Nana, please take the tablet. Mom was telling me to take the tablet for quite some time by then. But, I was paying deaf ears to what my mom was saying. Then Dad stepped in the picture. Daddy said, Nana, please take your tablet. Please take your tablet. Then he says it with so much of sweetness and kindness, I didn't know how to say no to him. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? So I said, okay, fine, Daddy, I'll take the tablet. So I went along with him. And he took me to the dining table. He gave me a tablet. He gave me a glass of water. And he said, please take. Now I was wondering how to dodge it because I hated taking tablets. And so I stood there wondering what to do. Then I said, Daddy, if you're looking at me like this, I feel like laughing. So please don't look at me. Turn the other side. So Daddy said, okay. He turned the other side. Now I still don't know what to do because he's still right there. I didn't know what to do there. So I said, Daddy, just the fact that you're standing here is still making me laugh. So you do one thing. You stand here. I'll go to the balcony. I'll take the tablet and come back. He said, okay, sure. So I took the tablet and a glass of water in my hand, went to the balcony. I was very smart for a 7 or 8 year old. I pretended to take the tablet, threw it out, drank water, turned around. As soon as I turned around, the 6 feet tall man was standing right behind me. I said, oh no, finished, I've had it. But to my surprise, I thought I would get scoldings. If I was in his place, I would have said, who do you think you're lying to? How can you be cheating? Blah, blah, blah. But my dad said nothing. In fact, his reaction was very surprising for me. He started laughing. He said, ha ha ha, come, have a heart. Now you have to get better. No, please take the tablet. And he was this sweet after what I did. I was like, wow, he's not scolding me? This is so cool. My daddy is the best. And there were guests at home and all. He was so mindful of, how he was positioning me at all points in time, never projected me in a very different light or something. He always believed in the good in every single person that he met. I think that was his greatness. And that is something that, for me that day it stood out so much. And from then I figured, there is no point lying to a man like this because he deserves to know whatever it is. And he's been so kind all through my life. Even if we had a disagreement, he would just say, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm old-fashioned in my thoughts. I have to change the way I think. And I used to be like, wow, he's so cool. And I'm still, he's still talking about learning from me and all of that. So he's been an absolute inspiration for me. And when December 2014 is when Dad passed away. About September, October, I was sitting in front of him and I was writing a blog. In 10 minutes, I wrote a blog and I showed it to Daddy. And he said, when did you write this? I said, just now in front of you. He said, wow, you have an ability to simplify complex subjects and write. I was like so proud. I said, thank you, Daddy, thank you. Because Daddy worked, he did radio shows, he was on Doordarshan, he was an absolute amazing, phenomenal speaker. So coming from Dad, it meant a big deal. And then he said, Nana, when you finish writing about 100 blogs or so, I want you to convert it to a book. And I said, sure, Daddy. Till then, I never thought I'll write a book, but that day, Dad wove the dream for me. And he said, and you know what? May I have the privilege of writing the preface for you? And I said, Dad, that would be my delight. Thank you so much. So this happened in September, and I thought I'll definitely have a long time to finish the project and all of that. But life had it otherwise. Dad moved on 3 months from there. Before I even thought of a book, Dad moved on. And hence the preface page is always something that reminds me of what could have been. But anyway, I think Daddy is still with me in the form of all of you who are here today. So thank you so much for being here. This dream has been Daddy's. It's not been mine. And hence, I think last 3 years, the books were a fluke. This year, I have been intentional in writing a book. And Sujeesh, where are you? I have to tell this. Sujeesh told me, Narmada, why are you being so miserly with your words and writing just one line in one page? I'm waiting for a full-fledged book from you. And I said, got it, feedback taken. So this is the first year, although this is my 4th book, 3 books happened by chance, fluke, last minute stuff. This is the first book that I actually planned, intended to write and wrote it, and it's ready now. Wow. So thank you so very much everybody for motivating me. When I wrote one-liners, I thought, why would somebody buy a book of one-liners? But the way all of you spoke about it throughout and all the programs and stuff like that, thank you so very much. I thought if one-lines itself, if you liked it so much, I should probably push myself to write a little more than that. So today's book is not a book of one-liners, it's a big one. And thank you, Sujeesh, for that. And I'm waiting to unveil it for you. But before I do that, I have someone extremely special who's just joined in. I will show you. I have to tell you. So I have spoken about this lady in most of my programs. She is the huge inspiration in my life. She has been outstanding, phenomenal. She is an angel for not just me, for many people like me. She is my professor of psychology from graduation. I take the pleasure of introducing Miss Tina Fernandez, the absolute Wonder Woman. She's right here with us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. I'm so delighted to see you.
Thank you so much, Narmada. Such a fantastic moment to be here. So proud of you. You're one of my stars, and it is beautiful to know that you are handling one of your 4th. And I'm just hoping the 4 touch 40, because 4 is not enough for us.
Oh, so sweet.
The very best. I love your enthusiasm. I love your zest for living. I love your zest to make a difference in all our lives. Thank you so much. It's a joy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. We've learned all this from you. You're the one who's instilled that light and that spirit in all of us. And I speak for the rest of my classmates too. You have been an amazing influence. So thank you so very much for joining us today. It's a delight. Guys, one huge round of applause. Please unmute, and a huge round of applause to the lady, the Wonder Woman herself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know. Arul, she still makes me blush. I don't know why. Yeah.
I have to keep doing that. I'm indebted to you for the rest of my life for giving me what you have given me. Thank you so much.
So much. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
And-
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have another surprise. I'm sure we have another surprise.
Yes, we do. I'm just searching. Where is...
Ma'am, by the time you search, Tina ma'am, what is the special one quality that Narmada ma'am has that you are very fond of?
One thing, as I've already mentioned three, I already mentioned that her enthusiasm, her zest for living, and the ability to move forward and take others along with her. It's not only about her, it is taking her whole troop, her team, and people whom she influences forward in life. I really love her, and I really love all those qualities in her. And she's always been one of my toppers. And she's such a role model. I wish her the stars and the moon. That's what I was teasing her, that she's becoming the moon, but now I'm saying she's going to be the sun for all of us. Yeah, thank you. You're really basking in your warmth of your books. And thank you so much, Narmada, for being so courageous and moving forward.
You're making me blush. Thank you so much.
One does for the other, I know.
Thank you. Ma'am said, I'm the moon. Then I said, then you're the sun for sure, because I get the light from her and the way she has been. I think when she was teaching psychology to us, she'd introduced so nicely. Every time a new psychology guy was introduced, she'd say, girls, I'm introducing a new boyfriend to you today.
Wow.
And we'd be like, oh, who's a new boyfriend? And she used to be so cute the way she used to tell it. We were just very thrilled with, learning psychology. I think learning psychology was one bit, but learning psychology from Tina Fernandez was the thing for all of us. So we're very, very proud, privileged to be her students and to carry.
Thanks, Narmada. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, I found the other surprise also.
Yes.
Anthony sir, are you there? Where are you again? Wait. What did I do? Anthony sir is not my teacher. He is Arul's teacher, and there he is. A round of applause to Anthony sir.
Thank you.
Guys, I have to tell this about Anthony sir. I think he met Arul after some 20 years or so. Arul was a student in class 5 or something, and he said, when I asked him to say a few words about Arul, he said Arul was a social butterfly. For a teacher to remember what somebody was in 5th standard, to be in touch and to have such a beautiful word to introduce that student again after so many years, I was very touched by it. And the most beautiful part about Anthony sir is he came for one of our programs too, and he sat with such humility, such openness for learning. We were like, my God, what a amazing teacher that way. I think so humble and all of that stuff. And I thought, I should take this moment to even introduce Anthony sir to all of you. He's been a phenomenal influence. He makes maths and physics sound like, oh wow, what subjects. That's the beauty that he has.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Welcome. And if I want to say something about Narmada means, and she always understands what is not spoken, what is not said plainly, and she understands that. She has such a quality, and as she suggested, her father said, that's 100% true. She makes things very clear. Even complicated things are explained in a very simple manner with a lot of examples. The examples are very vivid, and we can easily understand the truth in it. It's a God gift to you, and your parents are blessed, and you are blessed with your parents.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely blessed with teachers like you, Tina, mom, dad. Thank you so very much. Thank you, sir.
At this moment, I must congratulate Arul Subramaniam sir for bringing you, exposing you to this world.
Narmada exposed me to the world, sir.
That's a no.
Yeah,
Master Yourself Academy as a brand came in after Narmada came into the picture.
Oh,
So,
great.
So that I owe it to Narmada.
Great.
And we are so happy to have you here, sir. Sir,
Thank
you,
you.
sir,
Thank you.
remember, sir, when you came for the foundation, what you spoke about the book?
I opened, I got the message for that day. Open up. Then only I understood that.
I mean, we fondly remember that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we fondly remember how you spoke high about the book. That is something. And this session would not be complete without Narmada brought her teacher. I'm very jealous of her teacher.
But I don't read the book every day. But whenever I need some need some suggestions or some idea, guidance, I open the book, I will get it. That's 100% sure.
So nice of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony, sir. Thank you so much. And the social butterfly is here. Ma'am, with social butterfly and auntie, both of them in the screen. Can we unveil the book now?
Carol, what do you say? Shall we?
Yes.
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 Everybody, what do you say? Shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
We
Yes,
shall,
ma'am.
we
Yeah,
shall.
sure.
Come on.
Sure. Yes. We're waiting
Come
for it.
on, Narmada, do it.
Amy? Mom, please do the honors.
Yay! Beautiful.
Go to yourself.
Get yourself to
Oh,
coach.
wow.
This is the new book
Catch yourselves.
called Catch Yourself to Coach Yourself.
Wow.
Wow.
Great.
Lovely.
So usually we catch ourselves to criticize ourselves, but this book is more about how do you catch yourself not to. Priyanka is like, really? How do you know that? Well, that's what we do. That's what we usually do. So this book is how do you catch yourself not to criticize and pull yourselves down, but to help yourself and coach yourselves. So this will help you be your own coach. Like for example, a simple tip that I can give you, and I don't know, I think is Shalini here? Shalini Shivaram, are you here?
Narmada, can you show the book again?
Yeah, sure.
So we can see it in big.
Yeah.
And then raise it up. There are some 2 cartoons.
Oh, it's a cocoon to a butterfly.
So that's the book. I'll give you a fun fact about this book in a short bit. So one tip that, I was talking to you about is usually when we feel very sensitive about things, right? Here's one tip that will help you. Anytime when you think of something, like for example, somebody got angry with you, somebody is not talking properly, or somebody did something. In the sentence, if you remove 2 words, it's going to change your entire perception of it. It is going to change the way you are looking at it as well. The 2 words are usually anything that we say, she got angry at me. She shouted at me. So when you add at me or to me at the end of a sentence which is negative, it is going to increase the impact on yourself. Imagine saying, oh, she got angry at me. Instead you say, she got angry. If you say she got angry, now it is about her getting angry. If you say she got angry about me, now you are writing a personal greeting card for you based on somebody else's anger. Now the more of these kind of personal greeting cards that you write for yourself unnecessarily, it is going to increase the impact of anything negative in your life. My husband ignores me. My husband ignores. Yeah, he ignores because he ignores. He ignores me. No, he's not ignoring me. He generally tends to ignore. If not me, somebody else also will probably do the same thing. Right? So when you personalize and write bad greeting cards to yourself based on other people's actions, moods, or words, it is going to affect you drastically. So a simple tip is anytime you say anything going forward, if it is negative, please remove the at me or to me at the end of the sentence. They got angry, they misbehaved, they are not talking, they are doing this, they are doing this. So you see something as the other person's actions, you don't see it as somebody else is torturing you. Right? No personal greeting cards for the wrong reasons. Write good greeting cards to yourself. Why do you want to write bad greeting cards to yourself? You're writing it. Correct? Somebody is doing, that's all right, but you're the one who's creating the greeting card and personalizing it for yourself. Imagine if you stop personalizing all this, you're not going to feel so hurt. somebody asked me a question saying, there's this word called ghosting now. Ghosting means what? Somebody was interested in talking to you all along. Nowadays, they don't talk to you. They don't, Arjun is smiling. Arjun, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying. So, we usually say she's ghosting me. She doesn't talk to me now. Now, if you say she's not talking to me, now you're going to feel very upset about it that somebody is not talking to you and they're avoiding you. Instead, you say she stopped responding. Now, she could have stopped responding for different reasons. She could have stopped responding because, she felt bad for something, or, she probably is busy, she probably doesn't have time, or maybe this is not the time for her to engage with me as a person, so she's moved on. But if I write that to me for everything, she's ignoring me, now I'm going to personalize all the hurt that is out there in the world and say it's all mine. So we're all going to be walking, talking garbage trucks. Why? Because we pick up all the garbage that anybody has dropped off anywhere and say this is all mine. Why do you want to own these things? They're not great things to own, right? So that's a very simple tip from the book. There are more such tips that's going to help you simplify what you do on a daily basis. It has tips on relationships, it has tips on sensitivity, it has tips on building rapport, several such things. It's about 50,000 words. This is the book one more time. And the fun fact, should I tell you the fun fact now? The fun fact of this book is, you will see cartoon characters inside the book. I'm not saying I drew myself. I didn't draw myself. But I did all the caricatures for this book myself too.
Wow.
Okay.
My first attempt at it, but I was looking for a caricature artist and I couldn't find. So finally I landed up doing them myself. In one night, I created all the caricatures for each of the chapters. So that's another fun thing. When you see it, you're like, why would somebody do such an unprofessional job of it? Well, that's me. I didn't want it to look very professional, because the whole idea is it's okay to be not okay. It's not about perfection. It's always progress versus perfection. We waste a lot of time in life in the pursuit of perfection. Instead, be in the pursuit, be passionate about it, and be after progress. The more you make progress, you will eventually get perfect at it. But if you make perfection as your first object, it is going to delay action. So this book will also show you that perfection doesn't work. Sometimes all these funny things will work also. Right? So that's the fun fact.
Amazing. I think the much needed book for this era, for everybody, any age group for that matter. I actually have a question for Auntie. Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie,
Yes.
only you were there with her when she wrote the book. So tell us what happened behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, I don't know. I'll sleep off generally early.
Oh.
After that, only she'll write.
Did she ask you for any suggestions, any corrections, any additions?
Never.
Ma'am, you are a perfectionist for yourself.
Only after I sleep, she will write. When I get up, she'll sleep. So there won't be any scope for discussions and negotiations and suggestions. This is how she writes.
Ma'am, why is that you write after Auntie sleeps?
No, because
So that I won't disturb her.
that's also true. Not disturb, but you know what? Every 5 minutes she'll come and say, hey, what is this thing called? And when you're writing, you don't want some small little digressions, and then I'll be so messed, you're not listening to me. I'm like, no, ma, what were you saying? Because I would be busy trying to finish a sentence. So I said, this is not going to work out. Morning, every 10 minutes, she'll come like when she'll, do something and then she'll go. So I said, after she sleeps, if I do, before she wakes up, if I finish, that's like ideal timing. So that's why I do it that
That's how she writes. That's all I know about her writing.
That's my sister Chandani. Thank you so much for joining. She's been having a lot going on at her end, but thank you, despite all odds, you make it, you be here. Thank you so very much.
Hearty congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and keep up the amazing work. I know you will. You don't need us to push or motivate you, but we're just there to support you in whatever you do. And all the very best.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, yay!
That's
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you
That's
so
nice.
much. Happy birthday to Daddy. Thank you, guys. I'm really so humbled with all of you making it no matter what and being here. It's like Daddy is sending his love and blessings through each and every one of you. Thank you so very much actually for being here. It means so much. Yes, Arun, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the magic that this book is going to unfold, because when Narmada wrote the first book, Narmada wrote the second book and third book, I have done something that nobody would have done. Because you all would have opened one book and then said, how come this quote is so true for me today? How does this book tell me exactly what I need to hear? That is what all of you would have gone through. Correct? Or maximum. But what I did, I
opened all the books and all the quotes were right for me. So I got
confused. You stole my sentence. You stole my sentence. You had all Yeah, I was shocked that day, because I know what this book. I know that each book works, but I was like, let me open all the 3 books, and I opened. I was like spellbound. I was speechless, because all the 3 books. The probability is 1 out of 200 pages. How is it possible? All the 3 told me the same message. And I thought nobody would have done. Okay, Chandni's in that club. That was quite...
I should say I wrote the quote book because my sister doesn't like reading. This was the first book in my entire life that I actually managed to get her to at least read pages of it. So,
That's true. That's true.
So that, knowing that magic from the 3 books, I'm really curious to know what is the magic that is going to unfold in the 4th book. Really excited about
We've got a lot of messages here. So in case let's open the door for the audience in case there is a question to be asked or you want to say something to ma'am and sir. We would like to open doors for you.
Hi, Narmada.
Yes, Sujeesh.
Hi. Many congratulations for writing a book which has a lot of lines to read. I'm excited. And
thank you so much, Sujeesh. Thank you.
Thank
You've
you.
been very encouraging. Thank you.
Yeah, and when we can collect the book, buy the book from Dubai, like when we can order author signed copy. We don't want just copies.
Author signed, whenever I meet you, I'll sign it. But the books are available as of now on Amazon.com as well, internationally.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you can order it. The signing, we are anyways going to meet very soon. I think either in Maldives, where's Murli sir, either in Maldives or in India, we're going to meet soon. So my mom is fixed on it.
Yeah, that's better place, Maldives.
Welcome.
Narmada, I have a question actually. Can you give us some idea how did you come to conclusion of writing this book actually? Because you're coaching, so you have to share some of the tricks of your trade in the book. How come you can get to a confident level that okay, it's fine, let it go?
Oh, thank you. Good question. If I don't share it, it'll die with me. If I share it, even if somebody copies it, at least it'll go to many more people. So the idea is not to be the only one who knows it. The idea is to have it known to as many people so that they can help themselves. That's the whole point of it.
Wow.
And, thank you for asking that question. This book is a result of lockdown. Through lockdown, I think my brain, normally I travel. This time there's no travel, you're sitting in one place. I have to also thank my sister Chandni because I was in London through lockdown. And it was a very peaceful place and, no noise and all that.
I was not around.
Mom was in India, I was not. Every time there was a training, I figured when somebody asked a question, usually I might go in a particular non-structured format, but this time I started trying to structure out a lot of things. And this book is a lot of how-tos basically. And I've kind of simplified whatever I've discovered over a period of last 1.5, 2 years, whatever I've discovered. I was just looking at it saying I have to write some book, I don't know what book. So when I looked, I said, I have almost 40 different kind of how-tos that I have come about with. This book has only 14. I thought I'll do 30, but by the time I wrote 15 chapters, it was 50,000 words. And I said, nobody's going to read more than 50,000 words in one go, so we'll stop there and we'll probably come to the next bit a little later or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I think lockdown, because the number of issues that we were handling with people were also a lot, with depressions and suicidal tendencies and loss of people and all of that stuff. So these strategies that we were trying to do at that point in time seemed super effective. So I thought, let me just put it out in the book and see if it has the same impact as if I were to tell a person in front of me. Will it have the same impact if I write about it and if they try it for themselves? So I'm eagerly waiting for each of your feedback as to how is it. Please do let me know. I have simplified it to a great deal. I hope I have not oversimplified it, and I hope it really makes as much sense to you as it did to me while I was constructing the whole thing. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Sujesh. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. I have a question to Arul also.
Yes.
Arul,
Ah.
hi. You said you are also writing a book. Can you please write about the stories you say always?
Definitely, Sujesh. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I strongly believe that the stories have to go places, and especially after you came in, I even more, because you have called out that you have appreciated those stories quite a few times. So I definitely wanted to collect them in one place.
Yeah, it's all very inspiring, and it's also connecting to the situation where you are. To find it as a humorous thing. Rather than taking it so hard on you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are waiting.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi,
sir.
Shalini. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. It's like, waiting for this day since a long time. All your 3 books are designed just like magical spells. Waiting more for this magic. And the way it has changed my life is totally different. It every day gives me a spell to work on. Every day it tests my patience. Every day it works on me. And your blogs and reels, ma'am, they are really, every day you come up with a message which I require that day. So every day I'm like the first thing what I do on Insta is search your reels or search your message. You've been such magical spell to my life. Thank you so much. Even Arul sir, if you're coming up with a book, it would be more of humorous thing, and your humor has a great message behind it. It's not just a humor. You have a message behind it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so
eagerly
much.
waiting for both the books.
Thank you, and I have goosebumps.
Thank you so much.
You're talking all this from the hospital.
It's
Yeah,
my
all our
privilege.
love and best wishes to you, Shalini.
Thank
You are
you.
an absolute rock star. Guys, that to me, at me, I spoke about it casually in one of the sessions. It just came about that day and I just mentioned it. Shalini, I would have trained and I would have spoken about it to maybe 40 people in 3 months. Shalini came back to me in 2 months or so and she said she's already spoken about that to some 800 people whom she has trained. And I thought,
Yes,
wow.
ma'am.
So
Even now it is going on.
Thank you, Shalini. She moves at a rocket speed. I was just still thinking about what I said and she had already gone and passed it on to so many people and she came back and said, so thank you so very much, Shalini. You're a huge inspiration for all of us and we wish you speedy recovery, whatever it is, and I look forward to catching up with you.
Yes, ma'am. Looking forward to the same. Thank you so much. Thank you, both of you. And even wishes to Auntie. Your
Yes.
blessings.
Thank you so much.
The
God bless.
way you spoke about universe in the other class, the universe is blessing me even today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
God bless you. God bless you.
Narmada, there is a question from Shreya. How are you so real, genuine, ma'am? Please give tips.
Oh, so sweet. Shreya, thank you. I mean, it's very sweet of you to say that. And NLP says whatever you see in others is true of you. So if you're able to see that in me, I think that's absolutely 100% true of you. That's the reason why you're seeing it in me as well. So thank you. Thank you so much. Very sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you so much.
That you don't think what the other person would think about you. Like, how do I stop thinking that? Like, I just wanted a tip on that.
How to stop thinking what others are thinking? I'm thinking of what I'm thinking. Then I don't have time to think of what others are thinking for me, right? My brain's constantly working at, oh, today this happened. If I have to put this out there, how can I put it in a way that might help somebody else? So where I'm constantly thinking of how I would want others to think, I'm thinking of how I should conduct myself. I'm thinking of what should I put out there. I'm thinking of all those things. So instead of thinking about what others may be thinking, I actually can never know what somebody else is thinking. But I have to think of what is it that I'm thinking right now. And if my thinking is clear, then I guess a lot of things.
Yeah, one more thing to add that, Shreya, frankly speaking, all the others, they don't have time to think about us. That's what's true.
My mom told me this. I have to tell you the story about my mom as well, Shreya. This might really help. So I went for my master's to Bombay and I hated that place. I really hated that place. So I called mom after a month of being there. I started crying on the phone. I said, Mom, this is horrible. They don't have plug points in the room. The food is bad. I don't want to be here. This is a torture. I started crying. My mom was very cool. She was like, okay. So if you don't like it that much, come back, she said. I said, what? Come back? The whole world knows I came to Bombay for masters. If I come back, then everybody is going to be laughing at me. They'll say, oh my God, Narmada left masters in 1 month itself. I'm going to be the laughing stock. My mom said, Narmada, don't kid yourself. Don't give yourself so much of importance. Nobody has the time to sit and think of you as much as you think of yourself. Everybody has their own life to live and they're all busy in their own lives. So nobody can think of you. Maximum they'll talk about you for a day or two. After that, they have their own lives to deal with. So don't give yourself so much of importance. And I was like, true. You know, it was humbling, but it was true. And I said, yeah. So that's something that I always remember, which she said, saying, don't give yourself too much of importance. Which is true. And she said, how much time do you spend thinking of others anyway, she said. I said, yeah. Why do you think all our phones are flooded with so many selfies? Because we can never seem to get enough of ourselves, right? We can never seem to get enough of ourselves and things that we love. So likewise for everybody else as well. Does that help, Shreya?
Yes, thank you so much. And many congratulations. Looking forward to buy the book.
Thank you so much, Shreya. Thank you so very much. Sangeeta, hi. You were raising your hand.
Hi Emma, how are you?
Hi, Emma. Good. Sangeeta.
I have a question for you, Narmada. Where do you get this fire for writing quotes? Any interesting incidents?
Quotes, you know, they just keep happening by themselves. So when I was in 8th or something, one of my best friends, we used to talk a lot, and every time I said a sentence, he would be like, Namu, what was that? Say that again. So he was the first person, he's not here today, but he was the first person who made me realize that I sometimes tend to say out some sentences which stand out. After that, as I got into trainings, every time I meet somebody, they say, that day you told me that thing and that changed my life. So even if I spoke for 1 hour or 2 hours, people remember one sentence that I said. So I said, anyways, if people are remembering one sentence, I might as well write a lot of one-liners. So that's how the one-liner concept came about, and that's how the first 3 books came. But after that, Suji scolded me saying, you can't keep writing only one-liners. So because Suji scolded me, I wrote a big book this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suji.
Thank you, Sujesh.
Guys, I have some very special guest here. My father's sister, Pushpanti. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Narmada. Hi, Parvati. Happy congratulations.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is my dad's younger sister. He's one of his favorite ones. He loved her a lot. And you know, when she came,
it was both ways. It was both ways.
Absolutely, always. You know, she came and she wanted to give a surprise for my dad once on his birthday. I was not there for some reason, and Daddy, when I called him, his voice was sounding like, oh my God, he's gotten extra energy of 10 planets or something. Why? My sister is here. You know, that delight that he had every time she came. I think she would really light up his heart every time she came, and she would really go out of her way to somehow come plan a surprise. Even her husband, also Jijera uncle, he's not here, but both of them, I think they've been yeah, they've been the best hosts. Wherever they went, they used to invite us and they used to give us this VVIP treatment and show us all those places. I used to get the privilege of being her Anaya's daughter, and I still get the privilege of that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining. Pushpanti, please do share a few words about Daddy, your story.
He was a wonderful person, a very lovely, loving brother, and I think you do accept that he was a very loving and affectionate father too.
Absolutely.
And there were so many faces to his personality. Like, he was very good looking, handsome, you know. My mom and dad, they used to call him as Prince, you know, like a king. He used he had that, what do you say? No one else could compete with him, you know. He was like that. Parvati must be really lucky to be
Absolutely. I completely accept.
I still remember Parvati writing poetry about Anaya in her, in those days.
That's news. She's never told me about.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, she used to write, my brother, darling brother, used to be so impressed. He used to blush and all that. But whatever she used to write, he was very good at extemporing and everything, at speeches, everything. But the small things, the little things with affection, what Parvati used to write, he used to enjoy it. And I, as a sister, had a real privilege, of having an elder brother like him. You know what? When we were in school, I was in the 8th standard, and we were in Daftan Kaur in Chennai. That time, Daddy was posted there in Chennai. And I was in the Daftan Kauri girls' school, and my darling brother was in Daftan Kauri boys' school. He was in a senior class. I was in 7th or 8th. And all the senior girls, they are the captains and prefects and all that. I used to get special treatment because I'm Madhav Rao's sister. And they used to go roam around me. We used to have those checkups. They used to check whether you're wearing clean shoes, whether your uniform is neat and clean, whether you're wearing the proper belt and all that. They used to check all that. Simply, they used to roam around me. I used to get special attention. When I used to go home, I used to tell him, your girlfriend, she was just roaming around me. She'll smile at me, this, that, and not one, many who used to be after him. He was so handsome, and he was very helpful person also to everyone, very well. Orphanages and everything, he was so helpful, and it's a blessing to be its sister. For life, I'll be so happy that I had an elder brother like my Annaya.
Oh, so sweet, so sweet, so sweet. In fact, I have to say this.
There's no end to be talking about him, Narmada. So this meeting is for a short span of time. Please do continue. So I'm very happy to be in this meeting also. God bless you also.
Thank you so much for gracing us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing such lovely experiences.
Guys, I have to share this. Every time I saw my father, the way he was so affectionate towards his sisters, I used to think, I also want an elder brother like my father. He's so affectionate. I also want. I used to say, I want daddy also, but I want daddy's type elder brother also.
He was very nice, very nice. In fact, to whatever I am today, Narmada, he used to teach me so many things, like to do, set out, do on your own. Don't depend on everybody. Do it yourself. I'm sure you also must have learned that.
Absolutely.
At that point of time, he used to tell in a stern way, but now I feel it's for my own good. See, I'm able to handle my family, any difficult situations with that experience. I know my mother and father also have contributed to that, but my elder brother also has done a lot. So I'm always grateful to him, Narmada, for having an elder brother like my Annaya. And a sister-in-law like Parvati, and a niece like you also.
Oh, thank you so much.
Family also.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you. You've always been there through all weathers with us. So thank you so very much. Thank you for
unconditional.
Absolutely.
You are Narmada.
We'll always be with you, Narmada. We'll always be with you, Narmada and Parvati. Always there for you. Always.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining and thank you for sharing those few words. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so
much.
Thank you, I think, for making it also, despite the short notice. Thank you so very much.
Hi, Narmada.
Hi, my best friend Fatima. There she is.
Congratulations. So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See, Auntie, I've maintained the same hairstyle as yours.
Yeah, good to see you.
Guys, I have to tell you, remember I tell you one thing and you never believe. I used to tell you I used to not speak much. I used to speak very few sentences. Now nobody believes it, right? But that was true. Before I met Fatima, I used to speak very few sentences and my sister used to be like, "Bye, you're a grand old lady. I don't know, you should have been born in a previous century. God made a mistake getting you here in this century." And she was the exact opposite of me, and I used to sit inside cupboards and play so that nobody knows I existed in the house itself. So then comes Fatima. Fatima enters my life and she talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And initially I used to be like, this is new. And then she would not let me stay quiet again. So she was the person behind getting me to actually become this talkative version of myself. 100% contribution for her for making me this talkative today. So Fatu, thank you so very much. I think you've been out.
My daughter reminds me so much of you. Like whenever I'm talking so much, please speak only 2 sentences and put the phone down. You don't keep going fast.
Priyanka was busy in the kitchen. Suddenly you said Fatima made me speak. Priyanka came and clapped. Thank you, Fatima, for making Narmada speak.
Hello Arul, how are you?
Hi Fatima, I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Good. Eagerly awaiting your book also. I want to read something humorous now.
Sure, definitely.
So I forgot that part where I used to tell her to finish off sentences in 2 lines and stuff like that. I don't remember all of it. I only remember how much she used to talk. She remembers how much I used to ask her not to talk. But yeah, finally I think...
We spent a very short time together, just 2 years together. But we've been best friends. Like we speak only 2 days a year. I call up on her birthday, she calls up on my birthday. But she's my best friend. And I always keep talking about everybody, all of my friends here know who Narmada is. And the first 2 books that you wrote, I don't know with who it is. Somebody took it away, then somebody else took it, then somebody else took it, and I didn't get it back, and I don't know who it is with right now. The first book, Open Up and Open Up 2. So the third book, when I got it, I didn't tell anybody that I've got it. So it is with me.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. So guys, thank you so much, Vatu. Thank you so very much. So she's been very, very phenomenal influence in my life in getting me from non-talking to talking. So I owe it to her for my talkative self. Chandni knows. And my mom and Chandni used to wonder when Fatima and I were talking, both of us would talk simultaneously. So these people used to wonder who is listening in the process. We also don't know. I'm guessing one of us would have listened sometime, but we used to talk simultaneously. Now I'm teaching listening skills. So yeah, I've come from there. I've come from all the way.
So and when Narmada, when you released the book of quotes, I was like, did she go back to her old self or what? Why is she talking sentences again? I was like, thank God. And you did it 3 times. Remember, I told you, enough of one-liners. Come on now. So
you're not reading that one-liners itself fully. So I thought, let me just start with that, prime you so that you become very ready for the next book. That was priming for 3 years.
You have laid a strong foundation there. I can assure you of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, we're at 9:10, we're a little over time, but thank you so very much for joining, making this an absolutely special event. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank each one of you for making it here today. Special thanks to Titiksha and Tanishka for actually coming and singing and opening the session with their beautiful golden voice. God bless them. And thank you for all the little ones who've been here. I think Afifa's daughter is here, Sumaya's son Burhan was here. Thank you so very much. I think Mishti was also here for a bit. So thank you so very much, all the little ones also for joining. Sneha, Tabitha, hi. See you now. Good to see you. Thank you on both our behalf and Arun's behalf as well. By the way, before you go, next year is Daddy's 70th birthday. So definitely there's going to be something. I really don't know what. Thoughts are, yes, of course, in my mind, but there will be something for Daddy's 70th birthday. It's going to be something absolutely nice. So read this book, give me your feedback, and I'm going to make sure that I incorporate all of that for whatever I do in the next one. Tina ma'am, thank you so very much for being here again. Anthony sir, thank you for being here. It's such a blessing to have my teachers here. Thank you so very much.
It's a pleasure. Narmada, hope you reach for all the stars in the sky. Yes, continue.
With you, absolutely, yes. Thank you so much. So curtains closed. Thank you so much. We'll invite you next year. Please make sure you keep yourself free on December 8th evening, wherever you are. We really look forward to your presence next year. I don't know what, but we'll do something awesome.